The skies over Afghanistan roared with the deafening thunder of Pakistani fighter jets in December 2024. The sound of engines echoed through the valleys, a stark reminder of the ongoing conflict that has gripped the region for years. Targets within the eastern provinces, identified as Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan strongholds, were pounded with relentless force. The precision of the strikes was intended to dismantle the operational capabilities of the TTP, a group notorious for its brutal attacks and insurgency efforts. This marked a significant escalation in Pakistan's ongoing battle against the TTP, a militant group that has plagued the region for decades. The TTP, or Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, has been responsible for numerous attacks on both civilian and military targets, creating a climate of fear and instability. The strikes, while targeting TTP infrastructure and personnel, inevitably resulted in civilian casualties, reigniting international concern over the volatile situation in Afghanistan and Pakistan. The destruction left behind was not just physical, but also deeply emotional, as families mourned the loss of loved ones and communities grappled with the aftermath. The immediate aftermath of the airstrikes saw a wave of condemnation from international humanitarian organizations. These groups highlighted the dire humanitarian crisis exacerbated by the conflict, calling for immediate cessation of hostilities and increased aid to the affected regions. The already fragile peace in the region, hanging by a thread since the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in 2021, was further destabilized. Efforts to broker peace and stability seemed increasingly futile, as the cycle of violence continued unabated, with each side blaming the other for the ongoing turmoil. The strikes underscored the complex geopolitical realities of the region, particularly the intertwined histories of Pakistan and Afghanistan, and the persistent threat posed by the TTP. The historical animosities and strategic interests of various regional players have only added layers of complexity to an already intricate conflict, making the path to peace seem ever more elusive. The TTP, an umbrella organization of various militant factions, emerged in the tribal areas of Pakistan in the early 2000s. This region, known for its rugged terrain and complex tribal dynamics, provided the perfect breeding ground for such a group. The TTP capitalized on the local grievances and the lack of state control to establish its presence. Born out of the chaos of the US-led invasion of Afghanistan, the group pledged allegiance to al-Qaeda and declared war against the Pakistani state. The invasion had destabilized the region, creating a power vacuum that militant groups like the TTP were quick to fill. Their alliance with al-Qaeda not only provided them with ideological backing, but also with resources and training. Their objective, to overthrow the government and establish a hardline Islamic emirate. This vision was rooted in a radical interpretation of Islam, which they sought to impose through violence and intimidation. The TTP's leadership was vocal about their disdain for the Pakistani government, which they viewed as corrupt and un-Islamic. The TTP's reign of terror in Pakistan has been characterized by brutal attacks on civilians and security forces alike. Their operations were meticulously planned to maximize chaos and fear. From targeting high-profile political figures to launching coordinated assaults on military installations, the TTP aimed to destabilize the state at every level. From bombings in bustling city centers to assaults on schools and mosques, their campaign of violence spared no one. The attack on the Army Public School in Peshawar, which resulted in the deaths of over 140 children, remains one of the most harrowing examples of their brutality. The TTP has left a bloody trail across Pakistan. Their actions have not only caused immense physical destruction, but have also left deep psychological scars on the nation. The constant threat of attacks has created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty, affecting the daily lives of millions. Their tactics, often indiscriminate and ruthless, have instilled fear and claimed the lives of thousands of innocent Pakistanis. The aftermath of their attacks is often marked by scenes of grief and mourning, as families grapple with the loss of their loved ones. The resilience of the Pakistani people, however, remains unbroken, as they continue to stand against the terror. The porous border between Pakistan and Afghanistan has served as a haven for the TTP, allowing them to operate with relative impunity and launch cross-border attacks. This border region, with its difficult terrain and limited state presence, has been a strategic advantage for the TTP. Efforts to secure and monitor this border have been ongoing, but the challenges remain significant. The international community continues to watch closely, as the stability of this region has far-reaching implications for global security. The December 2024 airstrikes were not an isolated incident but rather a culmination of escalating tensions and violence. In the months leading up to the strikes, the TTP had significantly ramped up its attacks within Pakistan, targeting both security forces and civilian infrastructure. The Pakistani government, under immense pressure to address the deteriorating security situation, found itself at a crossroads. The TTP's resurgence in 2024 was partly attributed to the Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan. The Taliban's victory emboldened the TTP, offering them a safe haven and potential support from elements within the new Afghan regime. Pakistan, caught in the crosshairs of this complex regional dynamic, was compelled to respond decisively, culminating in the December airstrikes. Pakistan's multi-pronged strategy combating terrorism on multiple fronts. Pakistan's strategy to counter the TTP threat has been multifaceted, involving military operations, economic measures, and diplomatic efforts. This comprehensive approach aims to tackle the issue from all possible angles, ensuring that no stone is left unturned in the fight against terrorism. Militarily, Pakistan has launched several offensives against TTP strongholds in the tribal areas, seeking to dismantle their infrastructure and neutralize their leadership. These operations have been intense and often dangerous, involving ground troops, air support, and intelligence operations to track and eliminate key figures within the TTP. However, the mountainous terrain and the TTP's ability to melt into the local population have posed significant challenges. The rugged landscape provides natural cover for militants, making it difficult for military forces to locate and engage them. Additionally, the TTP's strategy of blending in with local communities complicates efforts to distinguish between militants and civilians. Economically, Pakistan has attempted to address the root causes of extremism by promoting development and creating employment opportunities in the impoverished tribal areas. By investing in infrastructure, education, and job training programs, the government aims to uplift these regions and provide alternatives to joining militant groups. The aim is to counter the TTP's narrative and prevent the recruitment of disaffected youth. By offering education and vocational training, Pakistan hopes to steer young people away from the path of extremism and towards a more productive and peaceful future. Diplomatically, Pakistan has engaged with the Taliban government in Afghanistan, urging them to rein in the TTP and prevent its territory from being used for cross-border attacks. These diplomatic efforts are crucial in ensuring regional stability and preventing the resurgence of terrorist activities. By fostering cooperation and dialogue, Pakistan aims to build a united front against terrorism, working with neighboring countries and international partners to achieve lasting peace and security. The human cost of conflict, civilian casualties, and humanitarian concerns. The December airstrikes, while aimed at TTP targets, inevitably resulted in civilian casualties, adding to the already heavy toll of the conflict. Reports from international aid organizations highlighted the plight of Afghan civilians caught in the crossfire, with many losing their lives, homes, and livelihoods. The strikes also hampered access for humanitarian organizations seeking to provide essential aid and medical assistance to vulnerable populations. The civilian casualties sparked outrage and condemnation from the international community, further complicating the situation. The already fragile humanitarian situation in Afghanistan, grappling with poverty, displacement, and a severe drought, was further exacerbated by the airstrikes and the ensuing violence.